Are you looking to integrate Pennsylvania's new STEELS standards into your computer science curriculum, or exploring ways to incorporate CS into your STEEL instruction? I'm Ethan Pan. On today's Pattern Pop-Up practice, let's explore how CS and STEEL standards are stronger together. Pop-Up practices, where practice makes progress. Season 3. STEEL is the new academic standards for science, technology and engineering, environmental literacy, and sustainability. The STEEL standards were introduced in 2022 and should be fully integrated into classroom instructions by the 2025-26 school year. The science standards are organized into 3 strands: life science, physical science, and earth and space science. For grades K to 5, the standards are grade-specific performance expectations. For grades 6 to 8 and 9 to 12, they are grouped into grade band performance expectations. Both the technology and engineering standards and the environmental literacy and sustainability standards are organized in grade level bands: K2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, and 9 to 12. Now let's talk about the CS standards in Pennsylvania. In 2018, the Pennsylvania State Board of Education endorsed the 2017 Computer Science Teacher Association CSTA K-12 Computer Science Standards. Local education agencies are encouraged to voluntarily adopt these standards to guide the implementation of CS education. The CS standards encompass 5 major concepts: computing systems, networks in internet, data and analysis, algorithms and programming, and the impacts of computing. The standards outlines what students should be able to do to demonstrate their understanding of these concepts. The CS standards are organized into grade level bands: K2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, and 9 to 12, providing flexibilities for LEAs when determining how to address them. Since STEELS becomes a requirement in 2025, we have heard concerns from educators about how the STEELS standards impact CS instructions and learning. It's important to note that the new STEELS standards do not include CS and cannot replace the CS standards. However, that doesn't mean CS and STEELS cannot support each other. CS can be integrated and taught in a meaningful context that connects other subjects across curricula and community. In fact, you may find strong connections and opportunities between the technology and engineering standards and the CS standards. To support educators, Pattern has created crosswalks between the STEELS and CS standards. The link to the crosswalks are in the description of this video. These crosswalks include 2 sections that map the connections between STEELS and CS standards, helping you find opportunity to integrate CS concepts into your STEELS lessons, and vice versa. The first sections of the crosswalk will allow you to explore how each STEELS standards is supported by the CS standards. You can filter by STEELS disciplines and grade levels. Next to each STEELS standards, you will find its possible connections to the CS standards. This database will be helpful if you are addressing STEELS standards in your instruction and want to identify opportunity to integrate relevant CS concepts. The second sections of the crosswalks allows you to explore how each of the concepts and sub-concepts identified in the CS standards is supported by the STEELS standards. You can filter by CS concepts, sub-concepts, and grade levels. For each CS standards, we have identified the supporting STEELS standards graded by high, medium, and low alignment. This database is useful for integrating relevant STEELS concepts into your CS instruction. As we explore how to utilize this resource to identify opportunities within the CS and STEELS standards, it's important to highlight a key guideline. Practice number 1 in Pennsylvania's essential practices for schools emphasize that curriculum, assessments, and instructions should all be aligned with the PA standards. Building on this foundational principle, let's explore how we can take this alignment a step further to effectively integrate CS and STEELS into everyday learning experiences. We can leverage the Understanding by Design (UBD) framework to develop effective and equitable instruction that aligns with standards. The UBD framework features a 3-stage design process known as backward design. This approach encourages us to first focus on overarching learning goals and how students will be assessed before diving into how we teach the content. Phase 1 is identify desired results. Use the standards to identify desired results and establish the learning goals. What content and skill will student be learning? What will student be able to do or demonstrate? Phase 2 is determine acceptable evidence. Once the learning objectives have been established, this stage involves considerations of assessment. Determine how learning will be measured. Based on the standards, what evidence will show that students understand? Phase 3 is plain learning experiences. In this final phase, we establish the instructional sequences of events that address the established goals from Phase 1 and the assessment plan from Phase 2 in an intentional and proactive way. Through the lens of Universal Design for Learning, UDL, and culturally sustaining pedagogy, this plan will also detail how instructional strategies will be used to support learning by leveraging students' identities and cultures, as well as addressing anticipated barriers. Start exploring how you can strengthen both your CS and STEELS lessons today. Join the CS in PA community of educators to share ideas on implementing these standards across the state. Thanks for joining me on today's pattern pop-up practice, where practice makes progress, produced by Kat Zimmerman and Connor Strategos. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more.